So, hello, friendly people on the internet who don't yell at me. That was a fucking weird way to open the video. So, I saw Fighting with My Family, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it, so I'm just gonna get into it. But before I do, I just wanna say that I am planning on reviewing more and more movies this year. At least one movie a week. I don't know if I'll be able to do that every week though, but we'll just see how it goes out. But I am hoping to review more and more movies this year because I don't know, I just want to open my eyes to as many movies as I can, probably learn some things along the way. But if I do that, I just want it to be known from now onwards that they will be late. And there's two reasons for this. The first one being that I live in Australia, okay? So we usually get movies later after America. We don't get them as soon as America does. Sometimes we do, but that's not that often. It's actually pretty rare. That's one reason. The other reason is that, well, I'm not a critic. I'm just a guy expressing his love for film, really. So I don't have access to private screenings or press screenings or whatever. So I might. So if you are coming on my channel to watch a review, it just bear in mind that it's not to get an early review. It's just to hear someone else's perspective. So that's really what it's all about with my reviews. I'm not trying to get them out early, so that's why this one might be late for some people. Anyway, that being said, let's get into the actual review. I don't like wrestling, and it's not because I hate it. It's just I never got into it. It was never really a thing for me, okay? So I was really going into this movie knowing nothing about the industry itself, really, or the lead role. I don't know. I don't know anything, which is weird because that same thing has happened for Captain Marvel and Alita. It's happening again with Fighting My Family. Seems to be a common occurrence amongst movies. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. This is why I want to watch more and more movies, because I just don't know shit. Anyway, the truth is though, I did see people's reviews on this movie, so it was already on my radar, but I honestly did not expect to love it as much as I did. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I was enjoying myself from start to finish. And there's not two things, it's more than two. There is a list of things that I appreciate in this movie, concerning this movie, outside of this movie, that, you know, are connected to this movie, or that there is a list of things that I loved and really appreciate about this movie that, I don't know, just made me go, yeah, this is why I love movies. I'll get into them. One of the things that happened to me is that when I was going to see the movie, I was not thinking about it. I was not excited for it. I mean, why would I be? Why would I be? You know, because I don't know anything about the story. But I was purely going to see it based off of what people had told me. Yes. But when I was going to see it, I was not thinking about it. I was not anticipating it. I just wanted to see it, see how it was. But what I was thinking about was superheroes, comic book adaptations, you know, and that was on my mind. I mean, when I went to see it at the time, the second trailer for Avengers Endgame had come out, so that was on my mind. The Flash was on my mind because there was a really good episode. The Walking Dead was on my mind because that was getting interesting. So all these things that are, you know, it's not a bad thing that they're there, but there is a lot of comic book stuff now, right? In film and television. So, and it's so big, right? And it takes up a lot of attention, right? So I was at the time a little hesitant when I was sitting in the theater about to watch the movie, because I was concerned that I might be wasting my time on something that I might not even like, right? And as soon as the movie started with that first scene, that worry was gone. It was gone. Didn't even exist anymore in my mind. Because I felt such a warmth and love coming from this family, right? Just in that first scene. And I know that sounds mushy and gooey and lovey-dovey and whatever, but I have to point it out because in a world that is, as I said, so uh, comic book dominant or fictional dominant, you know what I mean? Um, to see a real life story that just invests me instantly, that that what honestly happened is when I started when the movie started, I completely had forgotten about Endgame, about all the stuff that I was thinking about before the movie started. It had been completely wiped from my mind essentially because I was so invested in this family and these people, and I just love that I don't know, in the time we are now, where everything is superheroes, everything is comic books, everything is fiction, that that I was just relaxed, enjoying this experience. I don't know. It's just it I just I don't know. A movie has not invested me that quickly in a while. Okay, just that's why I appreciate it. The other thing that I appreciate, or that I really loved about it, what was it? Oh yeah, is that it's very similar to Rocky. Now, when I was watching it initially, I didn't actually point this out. Like, I didn't realize it, okay? But as the movie progressed, I was watching it with my dad, and he looked over to me or turned to me and said, "That's similar to Rocky, a certain shot or a certain scene." I'm not going to say what it is, but he turned over and said, "Just like Rocky." And I started seeing the whole movie as like Rocky. Okay, usually this would annoy me. Okay, about a movie that takes inspiration from a much more successful movie, right? Usually that would annoy me, but in this instance, it did not annoy me. I was really enjoying the movie because at its core, it is similar to Rocky, but it had its own differences that made it unique and made it its own thing. Oh, I gotta put this arm down. Holding the mic with the one arm is painful sometimes. Anyway, other than everything I just said, there's really not that much I can say about the movie. The Rock is great as always in most of the movies I see him in. Vince Vaughn was entertaining. If you want to see him as a trainer or whatever, but a more extreme version, watch Hacksaw Ridge. He's really funny in that movie. Nick Frost was probably my favorite character alongside the female lead. I loved her. I couldn't not love her. She was just so well. The actress, I don't know her name. I apologize, but she did such a good job, and the writing for the character was also on point. And Stephen Merchant wrote and directed this movie. That blew my mind. And it blew my mind because the first time I saw him was in like Big Bang Theory. He was that weird guy. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I just didn't give a shit. And then I saw him in Logan, which was a complete change in tone and character. And then I started to notice, he's a good actor. He's really good. He has range. But now he's directed and written a full movie, right? So I don't know. I'm just noticing this guy more and more, and I really like it. I really like him. He's good. I don't have any complaints about the movie, however. Like not valid complaints, not proper, negatives. I do have a nitpick though, and it's really minor. What it is a conversation that the father was having to a couple in front of the TV. They were watching something, and then he brings up a certain topic about someone in prison, right? And it was such a sudden change in the conversation that it felt kind of weird, and it felt like exposition. Like, we need to explain this somewhere, so let's just put it here. We couldn't put it anywhere else. But that's it. Now, if you think about it, that's just a nitpick. I mean, it really doesn't, it's nothing. It's nothing. That's my only complaint with the movie. Guys, this is a really good movie. I was not even though I had heard that it was good, I was not expecting it I was not expecting to have this reaction that I really enjoyed it. So I think it's going to be in my top 10, if not definitely in the honorable mentions of this year. I'm excited to do that list every year anyway, but I know this is going to be on there. I'll see you in whatever video is coming out next. I don't know what that is at this point in time, but I'll see you in that video.